Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you the team lineup that I usually use at the moment, along with some alternatives to deal with dangerous opponents. Back then, when I didn't have Deathstroke, my lineup was a little different, and I'll talk about that later. For now, let's talk about my current team first. This team doesn't have all three members from the same faction, so no one receives any faction buffs, but their skills work really well together. Before we start the video, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on more exciting videos. All right, let's get started. First, I use Wonder Woman and Scarecrow as tankers because they're honestly the two strongest walls in the game right now. For Wonder Woman, not only can she survive well thanks to her shield and her ability to increase her own physical defense, but she can also control enemies to help her teammates survive better. She has two control skills, Skill 2, which controls a single target, and her ultimate skill, which controls multiple enemies in an area. Thanks to her ability to increase her physical defense when she still has 75% HP, she's perfect for blocking physical damage dealers like Superman, Supergirl, and many others. And because of her control ability, she can also stop assassins like Nightwing. As for Scarecrow, recently he gained the ability to generate his own shield, which helps him survive much longer in the early stages of the battle. That's why he's now also an extremely strong survivor. When he uses his ultimate skill, he transforms into a giant form, which further reduces the damage he takes. So, if he can survive through the early game, he becomes harder and harder to defeat as the fight goes on. On top of that, he also has an area control ability. When combined with Wonder Woman, the enemy can end up being controlled for a much longer duration. Especially if the enemy gets stacked with 4 scared debuffs, they'll be controlled for up to 3 seconds, which is even longer than Wonder Woman's control when she's still at Legendary, as she only controls for 2 seconds. If Wonder Woman controls first and then Scarecrow follows up, the enemy can be controlled for up to 5 seconds. Of course, if Wonder Woman reaches Mythic, her control duration will be even longer. Additionally, Scarecrow can apply the Scare debuff to enemies, which reduces their damage. This makes the whole team much more durable and even gives Wonder Woman extra protection. On top of that, Scarecrow also has a chance to reduce the enemy's attack power, and that's why these two together form such a solid defensive wall. Next is the healer, and I chose Krypto because he's the one I have with the most blue stars. But honestly, I think Raven would be a better fit for this team. However, Krypto still brings a lot of strength to this lineup. He can create shields to protect weaker teammates, heal allies, and most importantly, reduce the attack of all enemies. And don't forget, he can also control enemies. Based on my observation, the control lasts about 1 second. Basically, when he knocks the enemy down, they can't use their skills. So, when you combine him with Wonder Woman and Scarecrow, the enemies can end up being controlled for up to 6 seconds, which gives your teammates plenty of time to use their ultimate skills before the opponents do. Also, don't forget Krypto's Skill 4, which increases both physical defense and spiritual defense for the entire team. That's why this trio can make it extremely difficult for the enemies to break through. Next is the main damage dealer, Constantine. He deals area spiritual damage with both his Skill 1 and ultimate skill. His damage is average without the support of the Justice League Dark faction, but it's still easier to take down enemies thanks to some supporting teammates. For example, Scarecrow can reduce the enemy's spiritual defense right from his Skill 1 and ultimate skill. Wonder Woman is also a member of Justice League Dark, so she gives Constantine a slight damage boost from his Skill 4. Another strong point of Constantine is his ability to burn enemies. Although the chance isn't very high, with 5 targets, at least one of them will usually end up burning. And once they're burning, their HP drops very quickly because the burn damage is based on Constantine's attack. And Constantine has very high attack power. Lastly, we have Deathstroke. He's also a damage dealer in this team, and his main purpose is to take down ranged enemies. This is really important because it helps protect Constantine. If the enemy team also has Constantine or Deathstroke, my Constantine would have a hard time surviving without him. Right now, my Deathstroke has the highest attack power in the team, so the enemy's Deathstroke will usually target him first. In addition, Deathstroke can also work well with Scarecrow since they're from the same faction, which gives him extra damage. If Deathstroke's skill 1 doesn't finish off the target before he uses his ultimate, then Constantine will do the job with his area skill. Meanwhile, the other three, Wonder Woman, Scarecrow, and Krypto, will keep the enemies controlled for as long as possible, giving Constantine the chance to cast his ultimate first. The changes I make to my team when needed are I might replace Krypto with Raven or Mara to provide early healing for one of the two damage dealers. Scarecrow can be swapped out for Dr. Fate if I need to deal with early threats like the enemy's Deathstroke, similar to how I adjust with healers. If the enemy team is playing defensively, meaning they don't have a strong damage dealer, I can replace Scarecrow and Wonder Woman with Superman and Supergirl, or just replace one of them and keep the other to maintain the team's survivability. I can also swap Deathstroke for Superman or Supergirl if you don't have Deathstroke yet. Constantine can be replaced with Joker, Sinestro, or even Lex Luthor to help the Legion of Doom gain more energy and attack faster. For the legacy setup, I use 2 exclusive legacies for Constantine and Deathstroke. As for Wonder Woman, I use Gabriel Horn so she can control enemies earlier. This also helps her survive longer and increases the team's attack power. For Scarecrow, I use Amazonium. This legacy helps him survive even longer by increasing both his physical and spiritual defense, and it also allows him to generate a shield when attacked. That's why he becomes even harder to take down. Lastly, for Krypto, I use the Starheart Staff. It helps him charge his ultimate faster and increases his survivability by boosting his HP. On top of that, it also increases the team's attack when he uses his ultimate, allowing the whole team to deal more damage. It boosts both physical and spiritual defense as well, helping everyone survive longer. This legacy not only fits Krypto perfectly, but also works really well with this entire team. All right, that's enough theory. Now let's jump into the actual battle. Watch my gameplay and enjoy, because honestly, I've run out of words for this part already. If you enjoy the video, please give me a like, share it, and leave a comment to support me. Also, feel free to share any feedback if there's anything in the video that's not quite right, or if I missed something. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.
This looks like a job for Superman!